Hello artists, this is Ms. Monroe, and today we are going to be doing a optical illusion using a one-point perspective. Now for this project, you are going to need a pencil, not a mechanical pencil, boys and girls, because most of the time the lead and mechanical pencil is more hard and it will not do what we need it to do for this project. So you will need a number 2 pencil, preferably Ticonderoga, but I will let you use whatever you have in your home, like always. If you are extra lucky and you have special drawing pencils, you may use those as well. For example, we also have these ones. You want a B pencil, not an H pencil. You will also need for this project tissue, as in something you blow your nose into. Either a paper towel or toilet paper will also work. We are going to be using that for our chamois. Let's see what else we need. You will also need a ruler. If you do not have a ruler, I know you are all very, very bright and you can be resourceful, because remember, artists are always resourceful, and you will find something that also has a straight edge, maybe even another piece of paper. First step is you need to find the center of your paper. You can eyeball it, you can be precise and use a ruler. I like to eyeball it because you're actually a lot better at this than you realize. That is our one single point. That is what we call the vanishing point. That means everything that we draw is going to be either going towards this or away from this. Next step, you will need your ruler. Once again, I am using my marker just for this one single step. Now, you will need to line up. So there's my dot, there's my ruler, and you will be drawing sections. Now, the rule is, with your ruler, is that you want your line to go at an angle from your vanishing point all the way to the edge of your paper. And you will turn, rotate and turn your ruler. You do not want anything that is perfectly straight vertical or horizontal, because that will destroy the illusion effect. Once again, lining up to your vanishing point, tracing a line to the edge. You want 8 or 10, not 8 to 10, 8 or 10. You want a even number. You want an even number of sections, not odd. So this is how you're going to do. You want to start small and then get big. You do not want to start out on the edges, because you will unfortunately make a mistake. I have made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. The way I'm showing you is the way for most success. Now, you want to pick one line. I'm going to pick this one. If you want to make, this is your smallest one. And from here, you're going to make a jump. Jump up, and then you're going to change it around. Now, if it makes it easier on you, you can make a mark first. And you're going to go back and forth, changing your direction. You jump up, you jump down until it looks like that. That's your smallest one. Now remember, this is your first one. You need to double the space, because what we're doing is we're creating a sense of depth. And this is the farthest away, but when things get closer to you, they get bigger. So I'm going to take that. That was where 1 is. And then I'm going to add, that's approximately twice as big. And I'm going to again go around, and I'm probably going to have at least minimum 1 more section, because I'm going to double it. So smallest, medium, biggest. And I'm going to step. Now we're going to start adding some value. I'm going to sharpen my pencil so it's just right. Okay. Now, the easiest way when we are shading in our sections is you actually want to hold your pencil a little differently than how you would normally hold it. So you want to hold it, you want to press it so that the end of your pencil is in your hand, 1, 2, 3. You want your pointer finger holding at the top, you're grasping it like this, because then you're going to actually be able to do the following. You want to follow that curve, and you're going to fill it in. So actually, I'm going to turn my pencil just a little bit. And you don't want to go super dark because this is our first layer. You're going to follow that curve. So see this one? And you're going to go back and forth. This is where if you had a graphite pencil, you would switch because it is quicker and easier. But pretty much you're just going back and forth, following that curved line, curved shape, because pencils, even when we erase, they leave this mark. It's important to always make your marks intentional, and we're trying to follow a curve, so we want to keep that curved line. Okay, boys and girls, so now I've colored each section. I followed a curved line, and now this is when you would take out, ta-ta-da, your tissue. And I've already used this one, so it's actually nice and soft for me. And what I like to do is either make it into a ball and you hold it like this, or you fold it in a couple sections, you stick your pointer finger in there and you grasp it, because then you can go like this and you actually get a little more pressure. So what you're going to do is you're going to first make little circles, and you want to stay in the little sections that you colored dark. I'm going to stop. Value. So what you're going to do now is we did our first layer. What you're going to do is, well, what I like to do is I like to use my ruler again, and I'm just going to line it up, and then I'm just going to go just a little bit, and I'm going to lightly draw a line on either side of that line, of that section, because pretty much what we're going to do, boys and girls, is we're going to create the illusion that if you're good at freehanding straight lines, go ahead and do it with freehand, but if you're not, that's what a ruler's for. As we want to make the illusion that these are curving. And so what I'm doing with these other lines is that's sort of letting me know, okay, this is where I'm going to add some more value. And I do want to leave some of it light. Another way you can do this project is if you have oil pastels, boys and girls, and pretty much you color it with a color, and then on the shadow, you add your shadow colors, which are usually blues and purples. And then on the middle highlight, which I will show you how to do later. So what we're gonna do after I finish all this is we are gonna add some more value. Now, I remember from the value technique video I made, or from some of the lessons I've actually taught in your classroom, the first one we just did right now, we're putting our first layer of value down, was we were doing what's called hatch marks, but instead of straight lines, we were using curved lines. Now I still want you to use those curved lines to build up value, but I also want you to we're now going to put hatch marks going the other way, and that's okay. So instead of following the curve this way, they're going to be following this section. Sections, and you want to cross hatch, but remember, you want to follow that curve. You want to follow the curve, and the darkest part is that crease, that original line. That's like the crease in the paper, that's like the crease in the book. That needs to be the darkest. So taking my tissue paper, once again, going a little bit of scrubbing motion, going straight up and down on some of it, back and forth, circles, Do not go all around like this. You will lose any definition you ever built up. Just stick to each section. Treat it like it's its own separate item, which it really is. This is when, if you wanted to, you would add a little scrubbing motion, add just some final value to the dark sections to make them really stand out that they are, yes, darker, and creating that pattern. Yeah, if you had a darker pencil, let's say you did have some drawing pencils, this is when you would take out a pencil that was darker, let's say but this is a 6B. 6B is like the darkest I would ever go with this project, but just so you can get an idea how much darker it is. I'm very lightly, I'm just scrubbing in this section. You can already see how it's really building up really nice. So this is when you would add those last final touches. I wouldn't touch anything in the light sections anymore. I'm pretty happy with them. You can see that they're dark, they're curving, they have a shadow. I would just focus more on reinforcing those dark sections that we initially made some of this. Resource. The last and final step to this project, after you've added some value to it, the last thing you would need to do is you would take an eraser. You can use the small one on the end of your pencil. However, I would prefer to use your pink pearl eraser or something similar. And what you're going to do is you take it and you start out small, and you're going down the middle, and then you want to go, oof, it moved on me, right down the middle. Actually, you just kind of want to do that. And what that does is it creates your highlights, and it's pretty awesome, boys and girls. So you start out skinny in the middle, and then you can get a little wider, because remember, everything starts out small and then it gets wider because it's getting closer to you. So narrow, big, narrow, big. This one I'm actually gonna, because it's so big, I'm gonna actually make it pretty wider. Remember, don't touch it with your fingers, because then you're just gonna smear and get your hands all dirty. But pretty much, boys and girls, this is it. This is optical illusion with 1 point perspective. I have a couple other really awesome projects like this, so if you like it, just let me know and I will make some more.